Alrighty folks, my salty sea dogs. Today I'm going to be working on putting in a new battery system. So I got the Ana Mae. Of course you can see I got it all open. It's my beautiful 5.0. And of course I have my first mate, Kevin. So I'm actually going to hand it off to him. He's going to go ahead and record while I do this. So I know it's been a long time since I did a video. Here you are, sir. So, when I bought this boat, it had two 24 MS's batteries, which is your marine starter batteries. They're both a 1,000 cold cranking amps. One of them actually ended up dying out. I tried to refurbish it and try and get it to work again, but it did not. So I've actually been running off of just one battery. So I went out and bought another battery, which if you'd like to get this right here, this is a your group size is a 24. This is a DC, which is a deep cycle battery. This is also known as your house battery. This one right here, you can actually still crank the engine if needed, but this one right here, I'm mostly going to be using to run all of my accessories. So this here will run our radio, it'll run my GPS, it'll run my my depth finder, my fish finder. This will run all my lights, which we're going to have another video of installing lights. I have some new LED lights that we'll be putting underneath the swim platform, and I also have some LEDs that are going in the cabin. So this is your basic battery. It's an EverStart. It's not very expensive. I picked this up for $70 plus some change at Walmart. It's just a 1-year battery, just to kind of see how this system works for us. So pretty simple. If you've ever seen a battery in your car, it's the same setup. The only difference is that this one has 2 batteries, and you actually have, with this boat, a selector switch, which I'll show you right now.
Make sure it doesn't fall.
It's not going to fall.
No.
Here, back up a little bit. And then I want you to get a shot down in here, Mr. Kevy. This is my first mate, Kevy. Go ahead and get a shot of that selector switch and our fuse panel. So you can see it's a 3-switch system. You have a selector for 1 battery. You have a selector for 1 and 2 batteries, which is both battery. And then you have a switch for second battery. So when you're starting up your boat and you have a marine starting battery, which is your MS, you can usually set that up for your battery number 1. You can use that to start up and run to wherever you're going. And whenever you do get to where you're going or where you're going to anchor, then you can go ahead and switch it to battery switch number 2, which you'll use your DC battery, which is your deep cycle battery. So if you're hanging out on an island, or just anchoring out somewhere and you want to listen to music, it'll run off your house battery. So the good point to this system right here is you're always going to have a good battery. So if you switch between them while you're doing stuff, you'll never run out of juice. So it's pretty simple to put in our boat, and I'll have Kevy take another shot of that before. You want to take a shot of that right there, Mr. Kevin? So right now, this battery right here, which is my starting battery, that's hooked up to selector number 1. This one right here is actually going to run to my second switch battery. You have your positive and you have your ground. Really simple. You just bolt it right into the points and you're done. Just hook up the safety straps and you're it. That's it. You're ready to go.
That's it.
So it's real simple. Just pop the battery into the tray. Take your battery cable there. Most batteries that you buy will actually give you some brand new bolts, your nuts. So this will always good to have your cables nice and cleaned. Make sure there's no major corrosion on them. Excuse me. Oop, there we go. So, yep, it's a good battery. It's a Sparkin. So now we tie that up. Those are tightened by hand, obviously, so before I actually go underway, and actually before this video is done, I'll have them all nice and tightened up. So, now I just want to take my strap, my safety strap, make sure it's nice and tied and secure. Now, the battery's not going to go anywhere. So, that's basically it. Nice and simple.
Make sure you have like a wrench so you can like screw it in more.
Yep. So always make sure. What does Daddy always talk about?
Safety first.
Exactly. So that's why the selector switch is in the off position, so there's no power going through the boat at all. Always make sure you double check your connections. Make sure you're not putting the positive on the negative post and so forth and so on. Unless you're setting up a specific way. I can talk about that again, or you can ask me about it, but there are different ways to hook up batteries. There's a way called parallel, so you can actually run several batteries on the same bank. But again, it's pretty simple. These aren't maintenance free, so you do have to fill up the water. Make sure you check them every time you go out. Make sure they have plenty of water. Don't ever use regular tap water. Make sure you use distilled water. If you use regular water, calcium buildup can build up on the plates inside and can actually weaken your battery. So, other than that, that's it for that video. So, hopefully this is reaching out to more people. We appreciate all of our people watching the Ana Mae, and weather's going to be getting warmer here pretty soon, so we'll be going out and doing a lot more videos. There's a lot more places that we're going to be going. We will also be doing a little bit more work on the boat. I got some new vinyl stuff I'm going to be doing for the cockpit area. We have lights that are going to be installed again on the inside. Yeah, lights. New lights for the inside.
I thought you said lice.
Not lice. We don't need lice here. Too cold for lice right now. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more stuff going on. Hopefully in a couple weeks we'll be going to St. Augustine in the boat. So that'll be a nice fun ride. It usually takes about 3+ hours depending on water currents and speed zones. I've never gone up there on a boat, so I know it only takes about an hour or so from where we are in a car, but it's a little bit different on a boat. Fishing season is going to be coming up again, even though it is Florida. You can fish all year long, but different fish do tend to go out different parts of the year, so stay tuned for that. If any of you guys remember, I talked about last time on one of the videos, or if you have talked to me in person, our GPS system from the boat was stolen about 8 months ago. Still never got it back. Police never called me, blah, blah, blah. So I ended up buying this right here. It's a combination. It's the chirp sonar. It does the downscan image. It does the fish finder and chalk plotter. So I'll go over this in another video, do a review once I go through all the systems and figure it all out. But we will be hooking this up in the boat as well. So that'll be another fun video to go through. So, as always, like, subscribe. Any comments or questions, you know where to go, right down in the comments. If you have any questions for First Mate Kevin, obviously hit it in the comments.
And I will answer them.
And Kevin will answer them. He's
at least try to.
He's coming into loving fixing stuff and engines and cars and stuff, so I know some of you guys are some of my fellow grease monkeys. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Alright guys, so we're going to do a little bonus video. We're going to go over a couple things that we are going to fix. This right here, where all my gauges are, this was actually the way it was when I bought it. It's kind of like a fiberglass housing, and then it has like a kind of crappy paint on top. I actually ended up buying a piece of carbon fiber looking vinyl, so I'm actually going to re-wrap this in the carbon fiber vinyl. It's a black looking one, So that's one thing that we're going to be fixing up. There is on the seats here. They were not like this when I bought them. So you'll see it's getting all this like spotty, moldy stuff. I mean, I don't know if it's mold, but it's building up rather quickly. Even though I clean all the time, every time we're done with the boat, we always wash it down. But it was stored for a little while, so maybe the moisture built up inside. So I got a bunch of stuff we're going to use to clean that again. I am working on building my own cabin enclosure. So when the bimini is fully extended over the entire boat, it's actually set up. Inside here, it's actually set up with zippers, so you can fully enclose the boat. So it looks like you have a big cabin inside. So that's going to be coming up as well. The hinge for the hatch cover has got to come off. It looks like it was replaced before, or somebody changed the whole system out, but they did not use a good stainless steel product, so it rusted up really bad. So that's going to be getting fixed on the boat as well. A couple other minor little things that's going to be getting changed. I am going to add a table in here. It'll be a small little portable table, so you can just set it up and we can eat out here. I'm working on getting a grill that we're also going to be using on the boat as well. I don't know if it's going to be charcoal or if it's going to be like a Coleman gas grill, but we're going to put that in here as well. Inside the cabin, I'll move this away real quick. And again, these are just some of my plans.
Wait, what happened to this? It was not like this.
What's what?
Like, what happened to
It's just dust. So inside the cabin, it is a Cuddy cabin, but I'm gonna make it so a little table will fit up in here so we can eat inside here if it gets rainy. LED lights are going to be going right where that's right along that wall here. They're going to be going right behind here, and they go around the whole length of the inside. So it'll be a light blue LED. I got new speakers that are going to be going on order too as well. This boat has a total of 8 speakers, so they're all getting changed out. The radio unit's pretty good, so I'm going to leave that alone. Trying to think of what else. There's, other little stuff that's going to get added in here. I'd like to turn this into more of an overnight boat.
Oh, there's a porta potty.
Yep, we have a porta potty. I might actually take that out, and that's probably where I'll end up keeping the stove for storage. I do want to add in some cargo netting in here so we can kind of store a little bit more stuff inside the cabin. There's some new seals that I want to put on the front vent. It doesn't leak, but you never know. It's old. I mean, the boat's not that old, but the steel definitely needs to get replaced.
Oh, back from 8 months at least. So when the guy or a girl, when they tried to, get at the GPS and depth finder and all that stuff, they tried removing this whole dashboard. Yeah, whatever. And so then they tried to do that, but then they figured it wouldn't work, I think. And then they ended up cutting the whole thing, or cutting the wires.
Yep, so they cut the power wire and they cut the transducer wire. And then the whole actual big piece, the whole bracket, was securely screwed in and bolted. I don't know why they cut it right here, but they had to take all this off because it was bolted from underneath. The guy who bought it, who had this boat before me, the whole bracket, the GPS and chart plotter system could not come off the actual mount. I don't know why he did it that way, but ended up being bolted underneath, so they had to take this whole thing off. They put it back, put the wires there, and I don't know, from there it was just screwed up, but so we're gonna put the new one on.
What are you doing?
I am gonna take this off so we can pull the wires, because I'm gonna use the existing wires. This one here is the power cable wire, and this one here is for the transducer. So I'm going to use the existing wires. The unit I have does have the complete wire set, but they're kind of short. This is a 21-foot boat, and actually from here to the transom, it's probably just long enough for the cable to run back there. So I figured I'd just use the same cables that are already in place. It'll just save time.
Save time.
It'll save time. They're still good, so. But yeah, so once we're done with everything that I want to get done on this boat, we'll go through a good walkthrough. One of my videos I have posted was when we first bought the Ana Mae, so I did a good walkthrough with that. You know, the boat was, it's not a basic boat, but the walkthrough was it just had all the basic amenities. So, you know, everybody always wants to add more stuff when it comes time to, you know, their boats, and I am no different. So, alright, so I'll get this all done and ready, and then I'll start the video of how to install all this.
Any side notes?
Nope. You can go ahead and end it.
Well, first, I want to do a side note that might be a video soon when we get something, or at least find something. We might do another video on brakes and rotors, like fixing my sister's brakes and rotors. Right there, we haven't finished it because when we put the jack, we lost it, and we did like a cleanup after, like a few days after, and we lost it, and we can't find it. So yeah, there might be another video if we find it or buy a new one. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe and comment for any questions.
Alright guys, so I got the power cord hooked up. So this has, kind of hard to see with this, you got your power, your ground, and your accessory. So this will have power directly to the unit, obviously the ground, and then when you turn your key onto the accessory side, it'll also turn it on. I clamped the male and female clips in here, taped it all up nice and tight. It's got a piece of shrimp wrap in between this as well, so it's nice and hopefully watertight, even though there should not be any water coming through here. And then of course just some electrical tape over that. So that's the power. And just to test, that's my accessory. Oh, guess what? We've got power.
Wow.
So the next step is to go ahead and put the not the GPS, but the transducer cord together. This one has a lot more cables involved into it, even though they're just really small. But there's 5 different ones. Each one is for a specific sensor on the transducer, speed, temp. This one has 2 different types of sonar on it, so each one has a specific wire that does the job. So I'm going to hook those up and then finish up this video. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so I got it all set up. It's all nice and bolted in. It is a detachable, so I can store it inside the boat and lock it in the cabin, or take it off with me this time. Did run into a little bit of an issue. I am going to have to run my transducer. I don't know if you guys can see, but anyway, it's just to make it short and sweet. The transducer that is hooked up to my boat is a lot different than the one that I have with the new one. The one that's on my boat has 4 wires. My new one has 6 wires. So there's 2 extra wires, and I don't know what they do. So basically, just do it right the first time, I guess. So this will be it for this video. I will make another video when I go to run the wire from the transducer area underneath the transom and the swim platform, and I'm going to see, hopefully I can follow the exact line, maybe just hook it up to the old one and just pull it straight all the way through from wherever they have it running. But it looks like they have it running right on the inside up through the wall down there. It looks like they bring it all the way down over here and then down out through the transom. So we'll see, but stay tuned for that video. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun.